Here's another nice home workout. Using bands, put it on your feet. This is part of the 30T methodology that we teach at Fearless Warriors. It is combined with martial arts stances and using resistance to develop strength in your legs, your joints. You can do this with we have many different stances to use it that can help you to have power when you walk and power when you move. And so here you could see that we're using the adductor muscles as well as the adductor, right? Creates balance, but also gives you the strength to chamber your leg if you need to kick or if you need to step and move over a rock or jump over a small fence or any of that. The idea is that it will help you for sure to have better mobility in your body. Develops the strength in your legs and in your core. Okay, so this is being used with a rubber band, okay, one of those elastic bands. The one I'm using here is one of the difficult ones. They have a lot of resistance. Okay, now here you can use it with what we call the fighting stance. And in this stance, you hold the position and you press with your thighs and you push outwardly at the same time you're pressing inwardly, if that makes sense. Okay, the practice of that gives you very strong hips and legs, okay, which is important as you get older, as you age. By the time you're like 35, 36, all the internal rotations are beginning to be lost, right? So we want to increase that. Also here we're using the band to develop the leg strength. And if you're a martial artist, this will be for your psychic. And what are the benefits, right? The lifting up your leg on the side. You develop those muscles as well as your hip strength. And you want to do this like 10 times on each side. Maybe you want to start with 2 sets of 10, but you can build up a lot to like 5 sets. Maybe even you might want to do 10 sets of 10 when you get really good at it. The key here is to keep the form as you're doing the movement. Okay, you want to line up the heel with the hips and your knee. Now we go into a fighting stance and we're going to use our punching. This is powerful for your shoulders and your core, like extremely powerful. Do them slow, obviously. I'm using the black cord here, which is extremely hard, but it develops amazing strength. So you might want to start with the yellow one or whatever the color is for a softer one, less resistance. But if you're used to it, go ahead right to the black one and do it slow. Again, what are we doing? We are exercising the form that develops the strength. Imagine when you do this really good fast. Very powerful, I can tell you that. And so full extension, but slow. Very important, okay? Now, I'm going to also use it here to do a different exercise with your body, okay? And this one, we're going to do it in another stance that we have and called the front stance. So here now we're doing like press forward, but in an angle up. So it's not straight up. It's like in a 45-degree forward, slow. When you come back, control the weight coming back and squeeze your scapula behind you. Very powerful for power punching and speed. This is amazing exercise. And so you could do 10 of these in that same stance. And you could do 2 sets or 3 sets and then build from there. And again, I'm using the black cord, which is extremely hard. You can see there on my elbow that I have wrapped. It doesn't let me do that movement because it's kind of hurt. But it doesn't stop me. So here I'm doing stretching. And you want to do stretching to elongate your muscles so you can have range of movement and flexibility. Now, if you don't have a band for this, I put pressure on my thigh and I press down for a count of 10 and I give resistance to my leg. Then I do it to my ankle. All right, I bring my knee as close as possible to my chest and then I press my ankle down. And then I might do like 3 sets of 10 on these. And again, you can build up. But do stretch and I do pulsating stretch so that I can expand my movement and then I want to focus on becoming long. As you get older, you start to shrink because your muscles pull you down with gravity. It starts to pull you, they contract. So I want to teach my muscles to stay elongated. And again, I repeat this on this side the same way I did the previous side. It's a really, really good exercise. Enjoy it. Just have fun with it. Every movement is slow movement, is not fast. Okay, here I'm going to my mermaid position, and then I go into my pigeon toe. And again, when I first started doing these, I was really, really tight on my hips. But now I can see that I'm getting long again and more relaxed on my hip and also on my lower back as well. And so you want to do this for a count of 10. Make sure you breathe in deep down towards your hip when you do it to gain the most flexibility out of the relaxed position. Because, stretching is relaxing. So the more you relax, the more flexible that you become in the position. So you want to do it static. And again, repeat both sides. And again, looking at my form here, I'm getting so much better. There's a lot of improvement in my body here. I can't wait to see what the next few months are going to look like in the progress that I'm making almost daily. Here we're doing the hamstring, but also the lower back. And what you want to do is you want to take your buttocks and bring it back as far as you can. It doesn't change the position of your hamstring, but it will give you better range. And here I'm doing what we call the half a butterfly. And you want to do this both sides as well. And keep your buttocks as far back as possible. So as to you're not sitting on your cheeks. You are actually sitting by the bone area. And again, elongate yourself towards your foot. And then, switch over to the butterfly. And here, I'm still working on gaining more hip flexibility, but it's a lot better than what I had a few months back. And this continues to be an improvement for me. And again, I can't wait to see how much it gets better. Now, for you do this, I promise you're going to gain flexibility. You're going to gain range of motion. You're going to regain your mobility, which is the quality of life, right? Loose joints and loose muscles that develop strength and flexibility. Now, this one is to relax your lower back. And you can enjoy this with deep breaths, left to right. You might want to do this like 10 times or 5 times. And then you want to do a single leg. You want to take one leg and put it over the other side and relax there for a count of 10 or so. And then do the same thing in the opposite side and kind of like just relax. And again, I'm seeing improvement here where it used to be really tight. My knee was a lot higher, but my back is becoming looser.